Now, as part of this, I want to introduce, because this is very, very important to make progress, I want you to introduce you to the concept of what I call the thinker and the prover. With the premise that what the thinker thinks, the prover proves. Think about that. What the thinker thinks, the prover proves. So in a specific golfing context, let's imagine my putting story is one of I can't putt, or I'm poor on the greens, poor putter. That's the kind of underlying story. It's what I think about my capability, albeit at a subconscious level. So my thinker thinks and my prover aims to prove. So what does my prover constantly go in search of? Evidence to support the story of my putting inability. Every 3-putt, every missed short put, every uncomfortable feeling is an opportunity for my prover to prove that I can't do this. The story then grows legs, and the law of expectancy kicks in. Even if I begin to putt well at the beginning of a round, the old thinker and prover are lurking, stage left, ready to direct the play in a different direction. The psychological thermostat is always wanting to reset back to room temperature, in effect, and get me back to where I normally am, i.e. missing putts, putting poorly, putting badly. Well, if I then want to really cement this story even further, well, probably a good idea would be to talk on every available opportunity with other people of how bad the putting is, how bad my putting is, how many I've missed today, and how good I could be if only I could putt. The story gets stronger and stronger, and then I start to build a shrine to bad putting. I mean, we're looking here specifically at putting, but of course, this principle applies to all areas of your game, all aspects, and the overall story about your capability. Great anecdote. I've repeated it many times on other programs, but it always is worth repeating the story of Harvey Pennick as he sat at the dinner table with two of his students, Ben Crenshaw and Tom Kite, both about to embark on a career on the PGA Tour. If there was one single piece of advice, Mr. Pennick, that you'd give us to be successful on tour, what would it be? Tom Kite asked. The wise old coach thought for a moment, then replied succinctly, make sure you go to dinner with good putters. Now, what seems a flippant comment had at the heart of it some genius, in that Mr. Pennick knew that if you spent all of your time with people who believed they couldn't putt, then listening to their story would inevitably contaminate your story. Misery does indeed love company, and it is very, very powerful. Just begin to think how much your own story has held you back. How often do you can't wait to confirm your current story, your existing story to other people? How eager are you to share your story with other people? Because changing your story is not just about positive thinking. Because in my experience, positive thinking actually doesn't work. I'm going to hold this putt. I'm going to hold this putt. I'm going to hold this putt. Oh dear, I've missed it. Often positive thinking is about trying to convince yourself of something that you don't really believe. Positive thinking is in effect a prediction of something that you think is going to happen in the future that you've really got no control over. We don't have control over whether the ball stays on the green or goes in the cup any more than we have of the ball actually ending up in the hole. There's too many variables. But what we'll see and what we'll explore, changing your story or editing your story is about something far more robust, far stronger than just positive thinking. You'll have a set of principles that will actually keep you going through thick and thin, regardless of the outcome of a shot, regardless of the outcome of a hole, a putt or a round. Editing your story is about taking control over the direction of your golf, but the very same principles apply just as strongly in your life. Taking control of your life and basically your future destiny. The principle of the story doesn't just apply to your golf game. It applies to literally every aspect, the bigger game, the game of life.